Hi, everyone, and welcome to this live streaming. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ama Lightworker, and I do very often live streaming. Today, I will be covering the eclipse happening on July 27. So, from an astrological point of view, what's happening on July 27, we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse that will take place at 4:21 in the afternoon p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 4 degrees 45 minutes of Aquarius, opposite Sun in Leo. It will affect all of us, each and every one of us, but most predominantly, it will affect people with personal planets at 0 to 10 degrees of the signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So these are the fixed signs. So again, mostly it will affect people with personal planets at 0 to 10 degrees of the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I hope that everybody is able to hear me okay. As of right now, I'm not getting like anything on the chat. I have to open another screen for that. And there's a little bit noise in the area outside. So I hope that it's not going to affect this session today, me doing a live streaming. So allow me to go see what's happening in the chat, if I can connect with you over the chat, because sometimes that can be tricky sometimes. So give me one moment, let me see what is happening. Okay. I am unable to see any of your comments. For some reason, it's just not connecting, at least right now. Let me see what this is, if I can connect right here. Okay. Oh, I see people online chatting. Okay. Michelle, Lydia, Angel, Maria, Rena, Stephanie, Love White. Hi to everybody. Thank you so much for your compliments, Love White. And somebody's confirming that you are able to hear me. Okay, that's perfect. If you are not subscribed yet, please do subscribe, because I am also going to put a lot of importance on people who are on the chat right now and subscribed to my channel. If during the reading I am drawn to answer to a particular question in the chat, I will be doing so, whatever the Akashic records allow me to do. So I don't know to what particular question I may be drawn to as I'm doing this live streaming. An Akashic reading, for those of you who don't know, it means that I am accessing the dimensions that are a little bit higher, like the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth dimension. The way that I do an Akashic reading is through a process called the sacred prayer. There's different ways to access the records, the Akashic records, but the way that I am trained and certified to do is through a prayer. At the beginning, I will say a prayer. Portion of it is going to be silent. After the silent part, I will say the records are now open. At the very end, I will say another prayer to close the records. If you are scheduling a private consultation with me to get your very own private reading with the Akashic records, I will need to have your current legal name, the name that currently you have, exactly the way it appears on your driver's license and or in your passport. If you also have a nickname that you very, very strongly associate with, I also need to know that nickname. So only the nickname that you personally associate with is the one that carries information for you. Understand that the moment you change your name, you change your destiny. And that's how it works with the Akashic records. And by me using your name in the prayer, it means that that's how I'm going to access, so to speak, in a way that makes sense to you, the book on your life, the book that carries the Akashic book that carries all of your information, who you used to be in a past lifetime, how many times have you been reincarnated, where you reincarnated as a man or as a woman, family karma, your personal karma, what's happening in this lifetime, so the present. It also carries the information about your future. It gives you the possibility to examine the present, the past, and the future. It gives you possibilities to examine possibilities. So if two choices are being presented to you, you get to examine if you choose, let's say, the first choice, how that's going to affect you, benefits, disadvantages. If you choose the other option being presented to you, again, how that would affect your life, the benefits, the disadvantages. And now that you get to know both scenarios, you get to use your free will and make a choice that is completely of your own. So the Akashic records are here to help you. They are not here to judge you. This is a judgment-free zone. Everything is coming from a place of love and compassion. They are only worried about your soul and what can you do so you can elevate your soul, so you can make things happen, so you can achieve the highest purpose of your soul. And most definitely, they cannot order you to do anything because they do respect your free will, and you have to use your free will to make your choices based on their advice. The more you follow their advice, the more you are ensuring a specific prediction to come true. Because remember, also you get to see your future, and if you don't like where your future is headed right now, you get to make choices, decisions, changes right now, so you can avoid something happening in the future that you don't particularly like. So you get to use your free will also to change your future, because nothing is written in stone. I hope that this explanation makes sense to you. I do realize that this could be new information for many of you. Thank you to all of my subscribers, to my faithful subscribers, and to everybody who is in the live chat with me right now. If you are new, welcome to you as well. And please do remember to subscribe. If you decide to share my video, please do share my video in reputable sources or places like Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest. And please do give me proper credits, because copyright issues do apply. This is my reading, this is my creativity. I have ownership over it. Very often I do find my videos being posted in other websites that I never authorized them. I don't know how they managed to steal my videos and to post them in other websites. Recently, I did discover a website in either Chinese or some sort of an Asian language, and I had no idea what that was. And I also do get reports from my viewers that other people are conducting their own reading, supposedly using word per words, my words, and specifically the card when I do card readings, the card that I pull. Now, I understand that when psychic information goes around, a lot of psychics do pick up that information, but particular psychics may be picking up like a different component of that. Okay, it's the same story, but from a different perspective. Okay, And that's why very often you would find that everybody is saying similar things. What is going to happen like this month or next month? But remember, everybody is going to give their perspective and their own interpretation. Okay, so please be aware of that. And yes, sometimes I also do collaborate with other psychics or mediums. Occasionally I do collaborate with Joanna, and both of us we do a reading. And that should give you an idea, like, it's the same story, I just pick up on a different perspective, and the other psychic may be adding more to that, but we both pick up on the same story, we just elaborate it in our own words. Okay, I am organizing a new service. The Akashic Records spoke to me, and they told me that I need to organize a VIP package. I will be talking about that more in detail each and every week of August. For those of you who are interested to purchase the VIP package, do email me privately, personally. I'm a lightworker at gmail.com. My email information and all the useful links are going to be down here. You may also contact me through my website, amalightworker.com. The price for the VIP package is going to be $1,000. For right now, I am offering a discounted price of $750, so $750. This price will be changing on September 1st. So if you do purchase the VIP package now, you get the discount and you pay $750. If you purchase the package after September 1st, the price will be $1,000. This price, this VIP package, allows you to work with me for 3 months, 1 hour a week. And together, we are going to decide what best fits your need. The first week, I may be doing Akashic reading on you. The next week, I may be doing like a specialized diet for you, because I am a nutritionist. I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition and dietetics from Westchester University of Pennsylvania. I could be teaching you about something. I could be doing a face reading on you. I could be teaching you little stuff or a little something that, if you are interested in me teaching you something. And I do offer a variety of services. So this way you have a lot of access to me. And if for that week you already had that 1 hour with me, but there's some sort of an emergency, you feel the need to contact me with questions or for whatever reasons, that means that you are going to be my priority. I am going to reply to you as soon as possible, and I'm going to address the issue with you. Maybe you need an emergency clearing. Understand that this package is for you and you only, and together we are going to work how we get to change, how we can help you. So, and I'm saying we because I do work with spirit guides, with angels, with the Akashic Records. So me and my team of spiritual energy, me and my team of invisible people, if I have to put it in a funny way, are going to be working with you so you can elevate your soul to the next level, and whatever changes, however your life needs to change, whatever you need to benefit from in this very moment. So when I get advice from the Akashic Records, I don't question it. I learned not to question it and to follow exactly what they tell me to do, even if it doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes they tell me like cancel all your appointments today and like go out for a coffee and stay out for an hour. It doesn't make sense to me. Why is it that they're telling me to do that? But I do that, and sure enough, something happens in my personal life, and they don't want to give me the details because they don't want to upset me ahead of time, or I benefit by doing that in a different way. And that's the way how it works, even for many of you. When you get a personal private reading with me, yeah, some advice comes through and they tell you like, baby step, you have to do 1, 2, 3, and they give you details. It may not be very clear to you, like, why? But once you start doing the things that they tell you to do, you would be surprised by, how you're going to benefit from the things that are going to start happening. Vanessa, there's always time stamps in my reading. Understand that right now I'm doing a live reading, so I cannot put timestamps. You are live with me right now. Timestamps do come later when this live reading will be posted on my page. And plus, it's not just me. I also have other viewers who help me, and they do post in the comments the timestamps for particular signs when I do the signs, because I don't necessarily do the signs each and every time. Now, for this reading today, they told me that I just need to do a reading, and this reading will apply to everybody. It's not going to be by zodiac sign. This reading will apply to everybody, whether you are watching this video live or whether you are watching the recording of it. Now, if I'm drawn to a particular person asking a question, I will address that question. So please do stay online and get ready to type, because I may be calling your name. I don't know. And if you are interested to know, particularly for your sun sign, or rising sign, or moon sign, how this eclipse season will be influencing the next 12 months of your life, there's a link down here below. I don't know if it shows yet. If it doesn't, I will be posting this the link when I post this video. The link will take you to the Vimeo videos. For those of you who are interested for download and purchase, you get to click on your sign. Do check out your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and there's going to be a reading for you how this next 12 months will be, based on the influences of the 3 eclipses that are happening. We still have one more to come in August, and I will be live with you, of course, with you to cover that eclipse as well. Now, I'm going to start because I feel that people are going to be very impatient, so they want the reading. And here it goes. And, excuse me, I just need to drink some water first. Okay. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know the 12 signs of the zodiac in the light of the Akashic records, to see the 12 signs of the zodiac through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the 12 signs of the zodiac have for them. The records are now open. Okay, so I'm going to get some information from the Akashic records first. Okay. They are telling me that over the course of the next 4 weeks, and for some of you, this already happened. Okay, this, you are already under the influence of this eclipse happening on July 27th. So for many of you, you have already been affected dealing with some sort of an emergency situation. I keep getting, for some of you, this is like some sort of a health or medical related emergency situation. For other ones, you definitely are experiencing the feeling, some sort of a feeling of urgency. Okay, doesn't mean that you are particularly dealing with an emergency situation, but what you are feeling internally, what you are experiencing, you are very not at ease. You are not at ease at all. You are drawn to kind of like move forward, make changes, but you may also feel frustrated because you may be running either in emotional difficulties right now or in other kinds of difficulties. For some of you, they are also indicating a birth. May not necessarily be your own personal birth or not necessarily your own medical emergency. But issues around pregnancies, fertility, and birth, they're telling me that everybody is going to hear to some degree about people either getting pregnant or giving birth. For some reason, they are talking about Alaska. So if you are somebody who particularly has a connection to Alaska or you live in Alaska, they're telling me that this lunar eclipse is going to be particularly very, very interesting for you. Karma will be shifting. Karma will be shifting. And whatever you need to let go, emotions, properties, relationships, feelings that you are holding on to, it will come to a sudden, abruptly stopping, suddenly ending. And even though this may be very powerful and uncomfortable, you are going to benefit in the long run. Okay. Keep working on new beginnings. Each and every one of you has an idea in your mind. You have a goal about some sort of a new beginning. A new beginning with health, a new beginning with a relationship, a new location, a new home, a new job. Keep working at it. Do not give up. And many of you could be ending up launching new things way before the date or the timing that you had in your mind. There's going to be anxiety, but it also feels like also at least one person around you may also be anxious and making you feel anxious as a result. This could also be like the entire staff with whom you work. Okay, so stress, work related stress is going to be highly, or you're going to have to learn how to manage that. I don't see anything necessarily, anything that could be affecting your future in a negative way. Okay, but definitely you're going to have like some obstacles, something that will come up and you have to resolve it, that is connected to the workplace and work related. Celebrations, they are showing me celebrations and they want me to congratulate somebody by telling happy birthday to you. Okay, and this message, when I say happy birthday, is going to make sense to quite like a few people. Now, for some of you, this is an actual birthday. For our ones, they are talking happy karmic birthday, because you're going to feel that shift in the next 4 weeks, like a new life, a new karma. some sort of a healing. It's healing process, and you are going to feel the shift like you are a completely new person. You feel differently. What you feel is very different, is very uplifting. Even though it may not be in this moment, but in the hard time of the next 4 weeks, that will be changing. You also have to deal with something coming to an abrupt ending, and you may be shedding tears, like either emotionally is painful or physically is painful. And for many of you, I keep getting shedding a few tears, but at the same time they are telling me that if you have to deal with some sort of a personal tragedy or a personal loss, understand that that was the timing here. Everything in life has a timing when it's going to happen, and this is it. That's the timing. Do not blame yourself for other people's reactions. Do not blame yourself because you may be thinking, hey, how come I didn't see this coming? I could have done things differently. Let go that kind of feeling. Let go that kind of thinking. From now on, focus on moving forwards and stop judging yourself. I'm I keep picking up, they're telling me like men, women, children, everybody is like blaming themselves, feeling some sort of a blame or guilt. And you gotta stop feeling that way. And very strong, I keep getting some people who are very, very particularly dealing with or struggling with some eating disorder or a weight related problem that maybe to you it feels like a problem, but maybe it's not a problem. Okay, maybe that's how it feels to you. You need to let go of this guilt and blame. Many of you will be scheduling spiritual services. Many of you will be scheduling spiritual services for the very first time. Maybe you don't believe in this stuff, and suddenly you are drawn to this kind of stuff, even though you may be a little bit skeptical. You could be scheduling, like for a first time, maybe an Akashic reading or an Akashic healing, Reiki services, past life regressions. You could be scheduling some form of holistic healing. You could be doing hypnotherapy. You could be going to some kind of therapy for the very first time. You could be learning, reading, taking courses about metaphysics and spirituality. And if you always wanted to do that, if you are somebody drawn to this kind of things, the next 4 weeks are going to be very important and for that. So do sign up for a course, take any advantage to get some sort of a reading or a healing, and always consult with experts or professionals, whether it is a doctor or some sort of a holistic specialist or anybody that, or if you have to deal with something law related situation in the legal fields, lawsuits, immigration, anything that has a legal component will be coming up. Do not overlook details. Do not overlook anything that it should have been resolved by now. Don't think that, in other words, something that you could be underestimating could turn out to be a real thing. So you do need to pay attention to anything legal. For some of you, surprisingly, you may get some sort of a fax, email, notification, or a direct communication to you that in some ways you are being let go. Okay? So whatever this means, let go. That some of you are going to experience that, being let go from something, from a situation, from a job. You are going to be let go. or somebody's is like telling you like you're being let go. So be aware of that, because I keep getting whatever the situation will be that somebody will be telling you like you're being let go, that was not the right situation for you. If it was a job, that was not the right job for you. Karmically, you have agreed to have certain experiences in your life, and now karma is intervening to bring you these experiences that you did ask to experience. Therefore, it's like boom, cutting off the cords. Even though things may be fine, you may love your job, okay, but it may simply not be part of your karma, part of your future. What you asked to do may not be part of the highest purpose of your soul. Okay, and that's why for some of you it could be a little bit shocking, suddenly, or happening by surprise. Again, they are telling me to remind you, stop judging yourself. Okay? Take a different approach, a more compassionate approach toward yourself. From this moment on, focus in looking forward in your future. Working toward the changes that you want to happen in your future. If you want to have a better career, focus on working on your career. If you need to take courses, classes, further your education, find ways to do that. If you feel like you need to make more money, find ways to make more money. And money is going to be another major component. This could be a little bit difficult. This portion of July and August may be a little bit difficult for many of us, because we all have to deal in our own ways, me included, of course, with something that is affecting our finances. It could be some misunderstanding. It could be like something that needs to be paid off. It could be like money owed to you. Everybody's going to be dealing with some sort of a component related to finances. And for many of you, you are going to be resolving the situation successfully, or giving the situation a permanent solution, not just a temporary solution, toward the end of September, October, and November. So don't despair. This is temporary, whatever is happening with your finances. Better times are coming for you in the next upcoming months, but it's very important that you keep your optimism running, because for many of us, we are a little bit low in optimism. We need a really good boost of optimism. And I am paying attention to the chat. Do let me know if this is making sense to you. Feel free to share. This is a safe space. Everybody's got their own experience. If this doesn't make sense to you just yet, in the next 4 weeks, things are going to start happening, and this reading will start to make sense to you more and more. Somebody is going to be winning some sort of a prize, a reward. They are talking about many of us reaping the rewards about something, but they are telling me that at the very least one of my viewers will be winning some sort of a prize or an award. They are comparing you being given this prize to like an Oscar winning moment. That's how they're describing that moment. That's how it's going to feel. So it's a big accomplishment. Like each and every one of us is going to have some sort of a moment when you feel like, hey, the Oscar of your life, hey, is being given to you. This great opportunity, this great when people finally recognize your efforts and finally value for it. Okay, everybody's going to get their own Oscar. but you need to not give up and keep working. I keep getting other people could be affected from headaches, dizziness, tendency toward migraines. If you are somebody who dealt with some form of addiction in the past, um, issues around addictions, or you are going to be very tempted, to fall back on your old habits, on your old addictions. So make sure that you surround yourself with a very good group of people who support you through this, so you don't have to move backwards, okay, falling back in what is negative, okay, falling back on that addiction. Instead, they're going to help you to navigate through that moment. I also keep getting other people having other medical issues with the eyesight, the eyes. Could be some sort of a thing related to post surgery. I keep getting post surgery. It's related to eyes. Eye examinations, like people putting like some sort of a medication like in the eyes. I don't know what that's called. um so I keep getting different forms of eye related problems that some of you, you may still even be in the process of dealing with that, and you need to give yourself a break. This is not the next 4 weeks. It's not a time for you to kind of focus on doing so much. You have to pay attention to giving yourself enough breaks, because you may feel a little bit more tired, frustrated, or exhausted, more so than usual. So, if you have 10 things in your to-do list, but you only end up doing 5 of them, it's okay. You have to listen. Pay attention to what your energy is telling you. Some of you could be affected by something that is happening in the community where you live. You could be hearing something over the news that is happening in different parts of the world, and that could be very upsetting to you. What's happening? This could be like weather related tragedies like fires or hurricanes. This could be also something around some sort of espionage, like with involving spies, and acts of terrorism or shooting that you may be hearing on TV, or you may be hearing about something similar to that happening in some sort of a community, either where you live or that you belong to, because all of us need to come together in a sense of unity. And sometimes, unfortunately, people don't necessarily unite together to celebrate. Some people do unite together to cope with tragedy. So that could be happening for some of you. Us coming together to heal, to support, to help, or to aid one another. I feel very sensitive and very emotional right now. So this is the feeling that the Akashic records are sending to me. And that's how this eclipse is going to be experienced by a lot of us, a lot of emotions. So I need to take a little break and take a deep breath so I can move on, because what I was feeling was deeply very intense. Very, very intense. This is not a good time for each and every one of you to kind of isolate yourself too much. This is the time to reach out to other people if they need your support. And if it is you who needs support, help, advice, stop hiding. Reach out to people. There's different forms for you to get the help, the advice, the support that you need. It can be online, anonymously, in different websites, in a chat like we're doing right now. Reach out to your loved ones, family members, your spouse, your love partner, your children. Talk about what you are experiencing. Don't keep it all in. Okay. The eclipse is going to be an unusually very long eclipse. The duration of it is going to be 1 hour. So it begins at 4:21 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be lasting for a full hour. And particularly these couple of days right now and the next 4 weeks are going to be very closely, intensely associated with the effects of this eclipse. I am answering a little bit to the question from Cheesy Smiles, how long is this eclipse for? Okay. For many of us, we have had many lifetimes before we are reincarnated in this lifetime. And whatever was happening in past lifetimes that affected our personal karma, or if there was anything connected to family karma that was affecting us, there's going to be huge healing. There's forces, angels, spirit guides, animal guides, our loved ones up in the heavens. Everybody's gathering to kind of heal, our karmic ties that no longer serve us. I keep getting, for some of you, moving home, having to deal and having to address some issues around your home, things that need repairing, things that need remodeling, things that some changes, in other words, related to the home where you live. There's going to be a lot of talks about politicians on TV. In different parts of the world, so that's not just for the United States where I reside. In different parts of the world, in the next 4 weeks, there's going to be some sort of a breaking news, shocking news around politicians. They may be caught like in some sort of a sex scandal, sexual abuse. There's going to be something shocking happening to particular political figures around the world. For us, and whatever was hidden, if even with you personally, if you have a truth but you are trying to cover your truth, you are not speaking your truth, or for some reason you had to lie, okay, understand that the truth will come out. Some sort of a truth will be revealed, will come out in the next 4 weeks. And at a more personal level, all of us, we need to understand deep down, what is your truth? What is your authenticity? Are you being true to yourself? Because very often we have to adapt and to adjust to whatever life is throwing our ways. And sometimes we adapt and we adjust so much that we lose track of what truly deeply is important to us. So losing track of our authenticity. They are also showing me like rain, water, overflowing in different parts of the world, like some sort of a problem like with a river that kind of like overflows in the surrounding areas. Different parts of Europe are going to be very much on international news. Different parts of Europe, and they are showing me the countries where Danube, I think that's a river, um, moves areas around the river, if I'm not mistaken, of Danube. So I know that that's in Europe. So we're not going to get in details about that because it's not important, but that area there for some reason is going to be very much highlighted. For some of you, you are going to be granted something legally. You could be receiving some sort of encouraging or good news coming to you from embassies. Could be about a visa, could be about international travel, immigration, citizenship. They are sending me a good feeling about this. So for the majority of you who are dealing or have some sort of a situation or a process related to these kind of things, you could be hearing something very encouraging, or you could be getting some sort of a final answer. But for most of you, it's going to be positive. Of course, you may need to have a private reading to discuss your own personal situation around that. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, Prague, Budapest, Vienna is located around Danube River. Okay, somebody's mentioning France as well. Libido, our sexual libido will be affected, and it's going to be different for different people. For some people, you may find it that in the next 4 weeks, more particularly, of course, this eclipse is going to affect some of us for up to 12 months. So do make sure that you click to the link down here below so you can check out your zodiac sign about that. But particularly in the next 4 weeks, our sexual libido will be affected. For some of us, it's going to be too high. For other ones, it's going to be very low. But we are going to be affected at a personal level when it comes to matters of how we feel as a sexual being. Anywhere where sexual healing needs to happen, anything like an infection or some concerns also around the health of our fertility organs as well. Okay, let me see what else. They're showing me the sketch. They're showing me very particularly a sketch artist. You know, the ones that work with the law enforcement agencies when they do like a sketch to a suspect. For some reason, very strongly, they are sending me an image of some sort of the sketch artists. We could be hearing of people who are criminals and are on the run from the law, and they could be running from the law for years, maybe hiding, and the police maybe is not finding them. Finally, they're going to be caught, and that could be happening in different parts of the world in the next 4 weeks. All right, so now they're giving me suggestions and advice for you. Take a piece of paper or a notebook or your diary if you keep a diary or a journal. Make a list of the things that emotionally you don't like to experience anymore. Sadness, depression, if you don't like to experience that anymore. Fear, if you don't like to experience that anymore. Anything that emotionally and mentally you don't like to experience that anymore. Write down a list. Then move on to write down a list of how you want relationships to be. Love relationships, friendships, the relationship with your mother, father, family, the relationship with your work, the relationship with your money. How would you like ideally to have these relationships? Okay, like you want your partner ideally to be very romantic, or maybe you want somebody who has like a musical gift, or you want somebody who is more scientifically oriented. So write something and how you want that relationship to be, like not being afraid in a relationship, emotionally and mentally. How do you want that relationship to make you feel? And move on to setting goals. Set a financial goal, set a goal related to your finances, set a goal, and set a goal related to your health. Okay, health related goal. Set a goal related to people around you. Okay, what kind of improvements do you want to see between you and people that are important in your life? And make a wish. Make a wish about what kind of people do you want to have in your life? What kind of experiences would you like to have in your life? Like flying, visiting Paris. I'm giving you just examples, like having your own farm, having your own business, being on a show, whatever you want this ideally. What's your wish? Write them down and keep adding to this list little things every day. You are not going to be able to sit down and write about all of this at one time, but every day think about it and keep adding to that list, and keep doing so for keep doing adding to that list for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, they're showing me roses. Somebody's going to receive like a bouquet of flowers. It could be a bouquet of roses. They are showing me receiving roses or flowers, and it's going to be a very beautiful surprise for some of you. Okay, you may have some. You could be particularly healing some sort of a trusting issue. Okay, trust in a relationship, or your own trust issues that you may have in general. So trust issues are coming up for healing, and you could be dealing with something that is affecting your trust in the next upcoming 4 weeks, and you are going to be able to deal with it and move past it, and move forwards. Do pay attention to transportation, something malfunctioning or not working properly in a car or in a vehicle that you may be using to move around. Okay, so in this last portion now, I would encourage you to write a question for me, because I'm getting ready to close. So if you are still listening and you are live, please do type a question for me. I'm getting ready to take questions from you, and I'm going to answer to the questions that the Akashic Records tell me to answer, because they're going to be mostly drawn to that. I don't necessarily see any questions, but the Akashic Records are recommending that in the future I do a video or a live streaming in regards to spirit guides, some sort of a teaching about spirit guides. So I will be doing that in the future, because right now the Akashic Records are telling me to do that. So, Love White, am I on the right spiritual path? So they're laughing in a lovable way, and they are saying, depending on what do you mean by spiritual path, they're saying when it comes to your life, you are on the right path. But what's happening right now, you need to reconsider, reevaluate, and change the goals that you have so far. There's a lot more happening for you in the future when it comes to your spiritual development, and they are telling me that You are meant to experience professionally a bigger success that you have right now. You are meant to be a little bit more important than you are right now. Whether you have a business, you work for other people, or maybe you don't work at all. But understand, it doesn't matter, because the records are indicating even if you don't work at all, you are going to be drawn to do something that is very, very meaningful to you, that brings you joy. And you're going, so focus on being well known, or focus on being successful with your job, with your work, or professionally. So that should be your goal right now, and that should be, you are on the right path. But more specifically, being well known, like I keep getting for you, a huge presence in social media, dealing with social media, advertising. Focus on evolving better, whatever your connection is to social media, advertisement, anything that you could be doing that involves media and social media. So I keep getting, okay. Lydia Pakane, the next 6 months you're going to have plenty of ups and downs. And this period of ups and downs, they're telling me, um, pretty much they're showing me March of 2019, when this period of up and down is going to end on a good note for you. Okay. Okay, somebody, and I lost the chat right now, was asking for her 2 cats. And my understanding was that they crossed over, they're dead. I don't know if you guys are able to hear me, because on my side, for some reason, I keep getting like the screen froze. Am I still live with you guys? Let me know, please. Okay. I hope that I'm still live and you are able to hear me or to see me, because I don't know, either the screen froze or I don't know what's happening. So going back to the lady with the 2 cats who had a question about them, they're telling me that your 2 cats used to be 2 lions, and you used to be around these 2 lions that got reincarnated to be your cats in this life. And they're telling me like, there's a message for you about a birthday coming up. So I don't know whose birthday, but they're saying celebrate a birthday. Could be like a birthday of, the day when you got the cats for the first time, or somebody's birthday. It's celebrate. They're saying celebrate it. This message will make sense to you. Whatever it is that is related to a celebration, they're saying celebrate it. Michelle Barth, will I be in a long-term committed relationship with a Capricorn? No, he's not going to be a Capricorn. No, they're saying no to a Capricorn for you. It's not going to be a Capricorn sign rising or moon. They're saying no to that. If I'm answering to your question, please let me know if you are connecting to the messages. Lala SB, when can I use my spiritual gifts? You can use your spiritual gifts anytime, any moment that feels very strongly for you. When you feel it, that is the right moment. You using your spiritual gifts, it's not going to be in the sense like you have to set a day and a time or like a month to do it. You get to use your spiritual gifts when you feel it in your heart, then you are ready. And they're telling me that you are born with spiritual gifts, you are spiritually gifted, and ever since as a child you did feel very differently. So you felt differently from other people around you, and the next 6 months you are going to start using your spiritual gifts in a very, very intense way. And they do suggest for you singing, try singing, sing every day, and that's going to be a baby step for you. It's going to be like helping you to initiate, practicing more and using more your spiritual gifts. Singing for you, listening to music, listening to song, sing every day. Okay, sing in the shower, sing in the house, sing in the car. That's a baby step for you. Mad love, will I be moving soon? Will I successful my business? Um, around 3 months for you. There's some sort of a move. They are not specifying what kind of move. There's some sort of a move for you in the next 3 months. And when it comes to your business being successful, they're saying that you're jumping ahead way too soon. So you need to take your time with it. Your business needs time, more time. So success is a little bit later. It's not going to happen so soon or so quickly. You need to work more with it. Um, Theora, if I'm saying this correctly, will my relationship with the Leo end or keep hanging on? They're telling me that emotionally this relationship has been over, pretty much like in the last month and a half. Emotionally that relationship is already over, and they're telling me like you need to let this Leo go because emotionally it's like over. That's what they're telling me, and it's a relationship. So when things are emotionally over, that's the fuel of a relationship, the emotions. So that's what I have for you. So it's like it's already over, what they keep telling me. So Maria C, you and your hobby, they're telling me that it's not a thing that is written or is meant to be. When is it that you're going to close on your next home? It's a moment of you doing a little bit more work, some documentation. They're showing me paperwork or documentation. So it's a moment when you put some stuff together. It's going to happen. It's not going to be like it's meant to be done in a specific day or time, but they are not giving me any indication of you having big problems for that. So it's not going to be as difficult and as you think it is. If it has been difficult so far, it won't be difficult anymore. Maria Herrera, a message from your guides. They want you to sleep more. Sleep more. Take a nap during the day. Sleep. You need to have a sleeping routine. Sleep more. They're addressing your sleep. Um, oh, Lala is confirming the singing. Yeah, that's the power of the Akashic records. Okay, thank you to everybody who's sending me thank you and compliments on line. Marilyn Labari, what is your life purpose? Your life purpose is to help other people, so other people can find their purpose in life. So anything that you can do, and for you, they do recommend that you get a private personal reading with me. That they did not tell me about other people to get a private personal reading. For you personally, they are saying you do need to get a private reading, and they're saying that you are meant to help other people so they can be successful in their life, to give them tips, pointers, coach them, advice, so they can find their purpose in life. And naturally people are drawn to you because you help them in some way. You are wise. You have a certain sense of inner wisdom, and people are always drawn to get some opinions or advice from uh, you. So I hope that that makes sense. Uh, Teresa, yes, of course, namely for a private reading. amalightworker@gmail.com, or visit my website, amalightworker.com. For all of you, the information again is linked down here below. Okay. Diona is my Gemini, my twin flame. They're telling me that your perception of twin flame, it's not the perception, it's not the definition that the Akashic records have. So they cannot answer to your question in that way, because they're telling me I have to make like a whole entire teaching video about explaining the twin flames. But the Gemini that you had in mind when you were asking that question, they're saying that he or she is one of your soulmates. Okay. So two times, when and what circumstance. And thank you, by the way, for paying me, sending me money. When? Okay. They're showing me the archetype of the next 2 years, provided that certain things will be happening and you're going to make them possible to happen in the next 6 months. You should not be afraid, because you are going to be very, very happy in love and in marriage. There's a major important relationship coming for you in the archetype of the next 2 years. And I understand you may be thinking like, oh, it's not soon enough. But they're saying it's the quality that counts, not the timing. And they're saying they are not giving me any indication whether this relationship showing up for you in the next 2 years is going to be the one that you're going to be marrying. But they definitely are saying that your future looks bright, and you shouldn't be afraid, because you are going to end up having a very loving marriage. For some reason, they're showing me teacher. Does that make sense to you? What does it mean for you? Teacher, teaching. That is coming up for you. Theora, I believe I did answer to your question. Okay. Since people are sending me money online, I honestly forgot to, because I didn't know that that was going to happen. But if anybody wants to like put a donation, feel free. You can always, give me a donation if you feel it in your heart. I'm not ordering or pushing anyone. I always give for free. And if you find in your heart and you are drawn to give me a donation, go on PayPal and put a donation under the email amalightworker@gmail.com. Again, it's the same email. Okay. 2 times says teacher don't have a meaning to me. They're telling me that it will. It doesn't make sense to you now, but it will. I keep getting you finding love, and they are showing me a school, and they are showing me teachers around, and this is associated with you finding love in the future. So it's too soon for you for that to make sense, but it will make sense. 2 times. What is your profession? There's something around your profession that they are telling me. Expect some incredible changes related to your profession, your work. They may be showing up for you all of a sudden, but finding happiness through your profession, it's coming very powerfully and may be happening first. For that, some sort of big shift and big jump. Sarah Salamanca, what's the future of marriage with your Libra partner? They're telling me that it's impossible to answer to that question now, because the conversation that will come up will be deeply private, and they cannot talk about that right now online. That needs to be private. They're telling me because there's other complications and other things that they are showing me, so they cannot answer to that question. Furthermore, right now in the public. Margot, 2019. There's a series of promotions and moving up with your career. For right now, you need to put on your work, don't give up, and don't make any sudden movements. No sudden movements with your job or your career. Like, don't suddenly quit. If you decide to quit between now and 2019, make sure that is well planned. Okay, not in a spur of a moment. Will I win my lawsuit at work? They're telling me for right now you have to deal with some delays and things being postponed. They are not telling me about winning or not. For right now, you may have to deal with delays and things being postponed. I am going to close right now because I need to take a break, and this is way too much for me to answer to so many people. I do make it sound easy, but I do sound it sounds like I make it very easy. It sounds like easy, but also you have to understand that I need to slow down right now. Oh, okay. Whew. Okay. Uh, okay. So that's all the Akashic Records had for you at this time, and I'm encouraging everybody to contact me for a private reading. I'm a Lightworker at gmail.com, or visit my website, amalightworker.com, and do understand that due to the nature of some question, the information being revealed will be deeply private, so it needs to be done privately. Stephanie, thank you to you as well. Thank you to everybody. And now we're going to close. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view, and I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. And they did ask me for applause as I was closing. So whether you're home watching this or whatever you are, if you could help me, I'm going to, when I say three, everybody is going to applause because this is what they asked me to do. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so thank you so very much. It was an immense pleasure doing this live streaming for you. Contact me for a private reading. I'm a lightworker at gmail.com. You may also contact me through my website, www.amalightworker.com. All of that information will be linked down here below. Go to my Vimeo channel if you are interested to know how the next 12 months will be affected by these eclipses. For your zodiac sign, do check out your zodiac sign based on your sun, rising, and moon sign. The link for that again will be posted down here below. There's another link that will take you to the Vimeo videos, the predictions for the year 2018 for each and every sign of the zodiac, and also other useful and helpful links. Thank you again. I will see you soon in the next live streaming. And I am working on the new videos for August 2018. Thank you again. I will connect with you soon. Bye.